Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Norman Network. And today is going to be a very fun episode because today we are looking at the portable police station. And it's such a big set there. I'm gonna have to put it together here, and then hold it back from the camera so you can see it all. So, before we get into the main parts, we're gonna look at the smaller side builds first. Starting with, oh goodness, you can see that in the camera there. Okay, starting with this little criminal ATV. And it is quite dusty, but here we go. We'll start at the back. So it has this chain on it, and that is for this play feature on the actual set. But it has this little hook and quite a long chain, that connects to the ATV 4x4, however, whatever you want to call it. It's a very simple little build. Obviously the four wheels. It actually seats two minifigures, one up here and one up here, which is better than most Lego cars can say, which is funny. But yeah, it seats two minifigs and just some pretty regular detailing with a red grille up here and two headlights. It's a pretty simple little build, but nothing wrong with simplicity because this is a very, very good set. So the other little small build is less of a build and more a mold, and that's the police motorbike. It is the new police motorbike, the one that it's the nicer mold for it. It actually has some printing on it, so you can see here this is a sticker detail, this is a sticker detail, but this is actually a print, which is nice to get that as a print. It's pretty much two main pieces. You've got the white mold as the kind of section, then you can see the black stuff, the black mold and pieces here. That's one large piece that connects the tires on here, and it connects to the handlebar here. I don't really like the motorbike. It's hard to pose minifigures on. It's even harder to get them to actually hold the handlebars and sit up or even look remotely comfortable on it. It really doesn't fit that well with an actual minifig. It looks really nice to be displayed, but the playability of it is just, it's not there. It has this little extra piece up here with handcuffs and this radio antenna maybe. I really don't know what that's supposed to be. And then this traffic paddle, which maybe it's supposed to be a siren, but I think it's just because you can just take it off and use it as a traffic panel or paddle. I'm not a huge fan of the motorbike, but the rest of the set really makes up for any flaws in minifigs or the little builds because the set is just really, really good. So this here is the semi that pulls the trailer of the portable police station. So this is very well detailed, and I really, really like it. The only problem I have with it is the actual inside here. So on the back, it's a pretty basic bed, but even with the basicness, it's super nice. It's got this slope piece here with kind of this donut piece that hooks onto the trailer. Four studs here, and then a little grate here. And then it's even got little sirens and stuff on the back here, like an actual semi-truck. It looks really, really nice. On the top here, it's of course this one larger mold. It says Police Number 4. And it has this bar of lights with the actual sirens here. And then it has these mirrors, one on each side, and they have a little ratchet joint that has them fold down, so you can have it positioned how you want it, but this is how they're supposed to be. On the front, it has a really big grill. It's got 1, 2, 3. It's 3 bricks big, so it's quite large. You can see my hand compared to it. It's almost the size of my palm, that grill. And it's got 2 lights here, and then the headlights here, and the license plate here, which I'm sure it's referencing something about the creators, but I don't know. Then it's got a relatively flat hood here, but it really doesn't matter that much that the hood is flat, because it fits with the whole design of the truck. Of course, the little doors, I hope in the future LEGO makes better car doors, but for now, all we have are these flimsy little things. They're quite stiff, too, to actually open and close. But there's what I have a problem with. How empty this is. And they could have designed it to fit 2 minifigs, but really when you're positioning minifigs in there, you can only get 1 in there. And they put the steering wheel right in the center, which I also don't know why they did that. It confuses me why LEGO doesn't design its vehicles to fit at least 2 people, because there's lots of great LEGO vehicles that do fit 2 or even 3 people, but this one, it doesn't. And also, they use the yellow mold for the steering wheel. I don't know, it's a LEGO City set. Sometimes their color combinations are quite odd. So overall, the actual truck is pretty nice, just lacking on the inside detail. So now on to the big build, the real deal, the actual trailer. And this thing is so big I can't really hold it up to the camera. But we'll start at the front here and move our way on to the back. So at the front, this is my one problem with this, is this front section. What could have been made to be longer is just this weird pylon connector piece. So these are individual pylons, and you can actually pull them off with great difficulty, if I do remember correctly. Yeah, it comes off with a piece of the truck. Oh, there it goes. On it, which is inconvenient, but here's the pylon. Just 3 pieces, pretty basic. And then it's connected with these kind of hook pieces. Then you push them on there, and then they're impossible to take off, but it's kind of annoying. And then kind of Technic pieces. I really don't know what they were going for with this whole section right here. It's kind of useless, actually. But as we move on, the rest of this is really good. We have the kind of the cell here. It's very small and hard to get even 1 minifig in it and actually pose it. I think they think this is a bed with how they made it, but you can barely fit a minifig on it to sit, let alone lay down. And then it's just got 2 studs on either side. And the actual play feature is in this section here. So you take the hook from the little ATV, and you can hook it up onto one of the bars here, if I can get that. And then you pull, and it actually pulls the entire door frame off. So it would have been nice to actually get like a locking mechanism, so you can't open the door or something, just to make it seem more useful to have the whole door frame pop out. But it is kind of fun just to play with the idea that the door's locked and you just have to pull really hard to have the entire frame pop out. And then it's barely connected there, just these 2 half jumper pieces. And it blends in quite well with the actual trailer. You can't tell that it's a play feature until you actually use it. Then above that, we've got this little satellite dish. It spins around and moves up and down on this hinge here. Pretty basic build. And then on this side, the rest of this actually opens up like this, and that's pretty cool. It's one pretty large piece here with the sticker on it. Wish it was a print. something that large, LEGO should be able to make a print, but they never do. I don't know why, but that's just how it happens. So inside here, we've got this a lot of sticker detailing actually. This board here shows actually some of the minifigs from this line, which I have all of. I don't have them on hand here, but I have all the minifigs. And yeah, there's the question mark. I really like the board. It looks quite nice in how they detailed it, and it's very Lego in how they used actual minifigures and such. Then also we've got this little computer station. This cabin here, it has a lot of wasted space, in my opinion. They could have done 2 consoles or something for a computer, but instead they just did 1. I don't know why. As you can see, there's a ton of room here for extra stuff. I really don't know why they did it that way, but they did, so that's what happens. But this computer console is actually really nice. It's hard to show you, but we have the bank here, which is the larger $70 set from this line. And then also this little street map of potentially they're chasing the ATV with the robbers on it. Maybe. It really this set is really good with playing with your imagination. The trailer here has a lot of playability. And then just a little coffee mug and the more detailed keyboard on here. And then on this side, it's even harder to show you, but it's actually a different board than this one. It has question marks and another detail, the same one as up here, which that minifigure actually comes in this set, so you don't have to buy the whole line to get the big bad. So that's kind of the main research cabin. So then we move on this way, and this one also opens up like this, but it opens up like this too. And it's a garage section. So the garage section on this set is really nice, and it has a little walkie-talkie here, and a wrench here, and just the setup looks really good. It has this little jumper tile, and that's actually where you can put the motorcycle. If I can get it in here. It's a little bit hard to show this to you on camera, but it does actually lock in there, kind of like that, and then it'll stay in there, and it fits in there, and you can close it all back up. It's difficult to get a minifig in there working on the bike, but it is definitely possible. And then something else nice is you can have this closed and then just open this up and then drive the motorcycle right on out onto the street. So this set is very nicely detailed in the way that the trailer looks and how you can use it, and the playability is just, it's very, very good. So now on to the minifigures. And there are a lot in this set, which is something that you don't see in these sets very often. So, first, not really a minifigure, but it does come with a police dog. Just one piece, but I always like these. I've like 15 to 20 of these. They're very common, but they're nice. Then for the police officers, you get 3 officers. This is kind of the basic one. I think he comes in 3 or 4 sets in the series, but very nicely detailed. Has the actual police hat piece, which it's not rubberized at all. It's actual hard plastic, and it has the little printing on it up here. Very basic face. It has this nice light blue shirt with the collar and the tie and the badge. There's a lot of reflective detailing. If you can see, the badge is reflective, and so is the walkie-talkie and the belt buckle. It's really nicely detailed, and then the detail actually carries over onto the back with the police symbol and another walkie-talkie. I don't really know why you'd need 2, but he has 2. So here's the female police officer. She has a larger walkie-talkie, so we'll pull that off. She has this brown hairpiece with the female aviator headpiece, and a very similar design to his suit, just without the tie. Also a more prominent belt, and in my opinion, the useless female waistline thing that they do on minifigures. If you can see the little black detailing on the outside there. And once again, carries around with really good printing on the back. Once again, no printing on the legs. And then the third officer is the bike officer, so this one's completely different. You have this is the unfortunate part. These two actually share a headpiece, so it looks kind of unnatural, and you don't commonly find Lego City sets where two people have the same face print. But still, it's kind of covered up by the helmet here. Of course, it's just the basic helmet with no printing. And then you have a dark blue kind of leather suit with that same reflective printing with the walkie-talkie and some zippers. This one really doesn't want to focus, but... and then another account of very good back printing, which is nice. So... now, this is kind of the big villain that they hint in all of the panels and stuff, and also kind of the big bad of the series, which usually only comes in the giant police station set, so it's really nice to get the main villain in a much smaller and affordable set. So here she is. She has this really nice, like, curl-up piece in the orange, kind of a darker orange, and then has kind of the cat burglar mask, which this character really reminds me, if you remember, quite a long time ago, they had the main villain, it was kind of like a museum heist series, and the main villain was an actual cat burglar. So this, I feel like the face print really pays homage to that one, and that was... That series kind of came out right before I got into Lego City. I was quite young at the time. You have the little collar here with this red tie thing. I don't really know the name. If you know what that's called, please comment it. Once again, the useless female waist printing. Very few female Lego minifigs don't have this, and it's unfortunate that they do that, because they don't have to, but what happens, happens. And then it's a unique print for kind of the jail suit. It's a lot more subtle than most minifigs jail suits. And then it has the little button down, and then just pretty basic stuff. But then on the back here, really, really nice printing, kind of a coat almost. It doesn't really seem like jail stripes at all. But with how they printed it, but it looks really nice. So then, here is the final minifigure, and unfortunately, before making this video, I could not find the actual minifig that came with the set. So this is another minifigure that's extremely, extremely similar. So I'll just show him off, and then it's... keep in mind that it's pretty much the same minifigure, just with a different face print. So they're pretty much the same, but I am sorry that I couldn't find the actual minifig. So, of course, has the Robber Took piece. This is, once again, not the right face print, but the pretty basic Robber face print that's been around since almost the very beginning. The torso has the very clear jail suit printing, but this series had some really good prints. Also, it's one of the first instances of continuity in the Lego City line because these suits are very similar jail suits to the series before it of Prison Island, which is my favorite Lego City police line, and I actually have the big Prison Island prison. So, it's almost suspenders, has this really nice belt piece, and it's also reflective, just like all the other stuff, which is really, really nice to see. And on the back, the same suspenders idea, and then it also has printing for a little cord and some wire cutters, which that level of detail is something you really don't see on LEGO City sets that often anymore, which I'm quite a fan of this series' minifigures. And then the pants in this dark orange, which is the same color as her hair, and you really don't get legs in this color mold ever, so it's really, really nice to see. So that's the whole set, and just looking at the time now, it's over a 20-minute video, so as you can tell, I really, really like this set. Since I got into LEGO City, I've always wanted one of these, and then recently, I actually got it, so I'll just put it together here. So on that note, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye! I have to put down the truck to close the video.